Let's run a simple exercise. It's just a simple object. So, cylinder. Now we're gonna go crazy here, maybe 60, because I want it to be, you know, quite dense, right? And we're going to scale this on y-axis a little bit. Cool. And then I'm going to add a bit here in the front. And I think what we could do is click here, D, with box cutter. Come on, there we go. N-gon. Set it to face. And we're going to actually draw this. So deselect all. And we're going to draw, I would say something like this here. I could actually drop this here down and go in. And then E and extrude it here, right? Just drive it in. In fact, I'm gonna make it a little bit more narrow. There we go. Okay, cool. Now, let's sharpen this. Run the bevel here. Run the bevel here. And here. And then here. It's a bit too steep. Maybe 8 is fine. And 2 more here. Maybe 6. Tighter bevel here on the corner. Cool. I'm not sure I like this one, you know. Maybe I'm just gonna remove this. And I'm gonna redo this one, so... yeah, let's just refuse it. And... increase the width here. Like this. I think I prefer this. It's kind of interesting. We could always run a chamfer here, you know. Right? Like that on the bottom. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. And the same thing here. So now the chamfer has to be run before we go into boolean this, right? Because just remove these. Because when we boolean this, you know, there's no way we're gonna be able to run a chamfer here. Now let's just rotate this a little bit on the y-axis so we have this in the middle. More or less that's good. Let's run some loop here. Let's run some, you know, some loops here in the middle, mirror this to the other side. And we can boolean this, all right? So, you know, booleans union. Okay. And then we're gonna do something fun. So let's grab all of these. Hang on a second, it's gonna be too wide. But I can actually deselect it. So Alt Z and then B and deselect these. I always do Shift, okay. Deselect these and few more. Oops. There we go. And I would deselect these. There we go. Maybe one more row here. Cool. And what we're gonna do, we're going to shift click extract this. I'm gonna grab these, and in fact I don't think we need these here. Okay, cool. And then we're going to nuke these two. So let's apply scale. Let's rotate it on Y so we're not we can in between these two edges. Scale this in as well. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna apply the solidification. Right. And we're gonna grab this bit here and we're going to bevel this with a mark. 10 segments maybe is gonna be enough. And we're going to mirror this to both sides. So to the right and to the bottom. And let me see this, GG. There we go. And then we're going to solidify it, sorry, not solidify it, shrink it on the cursor. So S and Shift X to sink it in. And we're going to boolean this right difference. Now, since this is an active bound, we have to switch it to exact. Really now. Ah, it's here. There we go. Now, since this is a bevel, we can grab this and move it on y-axis forward. No, sorry, x-axis, right? Yeah, forward here to make this bevel kind of, you know, be angled this way a little bit. So it's gonna be a bit tricky. Let me just rotate it a bit on what, there we go. So it flexes itself. I could scale this a bit, or maybe, let me just rotate it here, and I'm gonna fix the bottom. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that will work. And I think we're good. So this is still not connected here, meaning these are still two shapes, right? Yeah, okay. So we could actually cut this, I wonder, let me see that. So if I run a cut here, this could be interesting. And this could be a bit more narrow. So have a scroll, scale this on Y, and apply scale. How are we looking? I think we're looking pretty cool. What we do need to do is scale this cutter here before we're gonna apply this, you see. So let's scale this on x-axis. So it gets inside here a bit deeper. There we go, that makes more sense. Cool. And we're gonna run a cutter here too. So let's just run another cylinder and rotate it on y-axis here. And I'm going to actually make this a little bit wider, I think. Yeah, this could actually work in it pretty well for us. I like that. This is pretty cool. Cool. And then we're gonna have a chamfer here. Okay, so we could have some edges on this cutter here, probably gonna help. So have a scroll. Yeah, and this one honestly could have more segments, which is gonna help with maybe not 12, but like 10 something. And what we could do is run some, you know, a loop here or two. So run this and split it. So this should help. Maybe I'll nuke the last one here. There we go. Cool. Well, let's apply this now. Yeah, so modifier and multiply or here. Right. And now let's clean this up. There we go. And we can actually nuke this geometry from here. Why do we need this? Oh yeah, it's a boolean connection. Okay, let's fix it because this is diabolical. Let's just run it in here, then we can get rid of this nonsense. Mirror to the other side. And then we definitely need chamfer on this. Right? Could run a chamfer on this one as well, but a smaller one. There we go. And we could definitely run a chamfer here. I'm not sure if the... Well, we could try this, yeah, but I'm not sure if the end solve will actually work here. Yeah, it will not fucking work. This tool is not that great, to be honest. It's a very kind of a narrow use case scenario, if you know what I mean. So Control B this to run a chamfer. We could turn off the loop slide, which could help a little bit. We're gonna have to fix this nonsense here and then drop this down. Boom. And then probably connect these two, right? I'm probably gonna have to do this one as well. Maybe. Or maybe not. That's gonna be problematic. It's a little bit, you know, this geometry could be denser here. We could have gone for, you know, for like maybe 80 segments or something, but it is what it is, right? So there's a bit of a boo-boo here, so we can just lower it down, it's fine. And there we go, and then I don't think we need a secondary chamfer here. Now this is also gonna be a bit problematic here. Let me see that. Well, this could be connected. Whoops. This is an awful connection here. So what we could do is run another loop here, right? And just GG and move it closer. Okay. And then run another one here. And then simply combine these two here like this. This still is really steep. They probably should have, you know, should be going like this, to be honest. And this is gonna work. Can't wait for people to moan about topology again. Your topology is so bad. I don't give a flying fuck. Tell your mom. She will enjoy it. So yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, chamfer here could be also interesting, you know. So run it in here. Let me just nuke this one. And run the chamfer. Ooh, this is dirty. Well, oh my god, this is disaster. I mean, I'm gonna make my life easier. I'm gonna actually, let's recover this edge. The only way to do this will be to secure this thing again. So like, hang on a second, let me just grab this one. GG and drop it down, right? So E and do this. Now, with this one in place, what we can do, we can move these slightly, right? So, you know, that's the only way to do this. It's not gonna be ideal, but that's literally the only way to do it. Also, there's no freaking way I can run this chamfer with this in place. What I could do is GG and slide it a bit, and then click out click, and let's see if this can actually fly. Holy shit, this is bad. Ooh, that's painful. Oh man, this is a fucking disaster. Hang on. Can we actually do this? Oh yeah, this one is too close, right? GG, move it a bit further away. Let me just try this again. That's a chamfer tool in Mesh Machine, but it's only for cyclic chamfer. This might be actually really bad. Well, let's turn off the loop slightly and let's see. We kind of, you know, getting in here something in a remote shape of a bevel is gonna be a terrible pull in here. And I can't really move. I mean, I can move this a little bit, you know. And maybe this one a bit is going to slightly lower the impact and maybe kind of ease off this bevel here as well a little bit, but you know, that's the best I can do, which is actually holding. Kind of. We don't really need this, so let's just nuke this one and mirror to the other side. Combine these two and then mirror, right? And how are we looking? And this is fine because we're gonna be running a B weight on it, right? So let's go here to sharpening, turn off all this nonsense. In fact, let's just select everything, unmark this, and then turn off all this bullshit and then sharpen this, and then, you know, click, alt click, and here, and sharpen. And we're gonna run a bevel, and we're going to run a bevel weight. There we go. How are we doing? We're doing pretty good. This thing on the bottom is pretty fucked, not gonna lie. But we can do the same thing as we did on the top, you know, so just go to the bottom. So actually, let's grab this edge here and just move this, okay? So GG and move it in here. There we go. I don't really need this. And it's Shift 1. Combine here, we don't need it. Honestly, this is better. This is a terrible idea. But I need to support this face here. There's no way I can run without it. And this should do, right? Perfect. Are we good now? Yeah, we're looking pretty good. So now here we would need something in the middle. So let's grab another cylinder, move it here, scale it, and move it up. And just difference. And what I could do is drop this down, flip it, and bevel it. Maybe not so much. Okay. Peachy, and we're gonna have to repeat this here because it's gonna get removed, right? Of course it will, because that's what happens. Yeah. We moved this edge here, so this bevel got a little bit distorted. Not too much, we could just bring it back a little bit, you know. It's not ideal, but it's fine. No one's looking anyway, so. And I actually wouldn't mind running 2 more cuts in here, like this. Or maybe not completely through. That's better. I like that. And sharpen again, and, you know. There we go. Weighted normals. How are we looking? Yeah, we're looking pretty peachy. We're looking pretty peachy. I like that. And, you know, final thing, we can just run a thread here just for fun with machine tools and just mirror to the other side. Boom, right? And we're gonna get some problems here because, of course, we will. Because we need to run a mark sharp here. Same here. Come on, click, alt click, there we go, and mark sharp. Boom, and then just mirror to the other side, done. Awesome. Well, there you go, quick exercise. Hope you liked it and enjoyed it. Hope you didn't have a heart attack. Ooh, this is a yo-yo. Well, this could be fixed, okay? So watch this. We're going to, you know, fix this connection here, that's 1. Fix this connection here, that's 2. I'm gonna go to the bottom and do the same thing, right? And, oh Jesus, that's gonna be more problematic here, hang on. This is not the best, you know, situation to have. What we could do is Shift Z and make it smaller and, you know, run this thing here, right? And then remove these 2. It's a bit too deep, you know what I mean? Let's not add ourselves unnecessary headaches, do you know what I mean? So, and then just run a edge here and just nuke this nonsense. Okay, cool. So now, what we can do, we can fix it, right? So select this entire thing and loop tools, circle. There we go. And then to the top and select this one and circle. Click, alt click, loop tools, circle. We're missing one loop here, so let's move it. And we can redo the circle. Loop tools, circle. Click out, click loop tools, circle. And there's one more. No, we good, right? Click out, click here. Let's just run it again. Looped. We're missing an edge here too. Circle. Circle, okay. And boom, fixed. There we go. Problem solved. All right, well, that's it for this one. And, you know, if you want to learn more about how to have fun in Blender in Hard Surface, I would suggest our basic course, the Hard Surface Accelerator, which is going to teach you all the basics, the menus, the tools, the workflow, also the principles of design. So you can, you know, just sit down and ponder something on your own, not just follow a tutorial, because that's not fun. It's a good way to learn, but it's not a way to, you know, make your own cool stuff. And if you want to learn more about add-on workflow, just get our ultimate guide to hard ups and box cutter. The links are in the video description and in the comment pin under the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.